What's up, dudes? So today's tutorial is going to be for none other than Takeda. Now, to be amazing with Takeda, all you have to do is do back 2-1 into kunai over and over again. Just keep doing it over and over again and try not to think too hard. Okay, well I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for the next tutorial. Bye! Alright, you guys can tell by the length of the video that I'm clearly bullshitting, so let's actually learn how to play Takeda legitimately. From mid to far range, Takeda is easily one of the most deadly characters in the game. He has really good enhanced special moves, and the range on his normals is fantastic. However, his walk speed is very slow, and his dash and run speed isn't much better. He's best played in a more stationary position and lacks mobility. So let's go ahead and get started with his universal normal attacks. Both forward 1 and forward 2 are 11 frames on startup and have good range, very useful for punishing a blocked attack. Forward 4 is a fast hitting high kick that covers good range and can be used to knock the opponent closer to the corner. Back 1 is a mid hitting normal that covers good distance that can lead to a high damaging combo. Like forward 4, forward 3 is a quick hitting kick that can catch the opponent off guard, however, it cannot be cancelled into a special move. Unlike forward 4, it's a mid attack that hits twice instead of once. Back 2 is Takeda's best ranged normal. It hits overhead and covers almost full screen. Be careful though, it is very slow on startup and is not safe on block. Keeping your opponent at a mid to far range is the best strategy for utilizing this normal. Back 3 is a low hitting normal which, you guessed it, covers great range. Switching between back 3 and back 2 is the heart of Takeda's mix-up game. These attacks come in handy when your opponent is playing defensive from afar, when your opponent is trying to backdash or trying to retreat, and when your opponent has no meter to armor through on wake up. Let's move on to his universal special moves. Fist Flurry, back forward 2. If connected, Takeda will rapidly punch the opponent, and the meter burn version pops the opponent in the air to extend the combo, and has armor. The fact that it has armor makes it extremely useful as a wake-up attack. Tornado Strike, back forward 4. This attack can be done from a close, medium, or far range. It's unsafe, so it's best to hit confirm into it with a jump kick. The meter burn version can extend the combo. Kunai, down back 1. A low-hitting projectile that can be fired from close, medium, and far range, and is safe on block. Use this at the end of back 2-1 to make it safe. The meter burn version pops the opponent up in the air for a juggle opportunity. Now, let's discuss his universal combo strings. 1-1-2 is an easy combo that is only -5 on block. It leaves the opponent standing and can be cancelled into a special move. Back 1-1-2 utilizes Takeda's long range and ends with an overhead. Forward 1-2, 2+4 ends with an overhead and is the best combo starter for meterless bread and butters. 2-1-2 is nice and easy to execute and it hits low at the end. Back 2-1 is the best string for catching your opponent from a distance and can be cancelled into a special move for a very high damaging overhead mix-up. 3-3 is a quick double kick that is special cancelable, good for ending combos. 4-4 is a slower double kick that is good for starting combos if you want the most damage possible. Alright, now it's time to break down his 3 variations. The Shirai Ryu variation has the highest damage output, but arguably the weakest mix-ups. The special moves are very easy to combo after, so I recommend this variation for beginners. He gets 3 new special moves. Quick Phase, down back 3. This move teleports you to the other side of the screen and hits the opponent. It is unsafe on block, so don't be reckless with it. The meter burn version hits on both sides and can be used for combo extension. It's less unsafe, but is still punishable. Only the wake up version has armor. If you do it standing, it can be disrupted. Spear Ryu, back forward 1 is a long range attack that does good damage. It is unsafe, so make sure to do it mid combo. The meter burn version once again pops the opponent up in the air. After meter burning Spear Ryu, you'll be at the perfect range for a follow-up back 2-1. Finally, he has Air Spear, down back 1, which as the name implies, is performed in the air. Meter burn it to extend the combo. Now, to discuss his Lasher variation. This variation gives you 1 normal and 3 additional special moves. This variation does not give you as high a damage output due to the lack of a teleport to extend combos, but it does have a slightly better mix-up game. Downward one, or diagonal forward one, or whatever the fuck you call this, is a long-range normal that is actually fast on startup. This move is special cancelable and acts as a good long-range anti-air. Whip Stride. Down forward 1 is a fast-hitting mid-attack that is not safe on block. The regular version keeps the opponent standing, and the meter burn version causes a hard knockdown. Fist Flurry has now been changed to Whip Assault. It's been improved now, and when meter burned, it can be followed up with a neutral jump punch. Good for starting and ending combos. Whip Trip is a low-hitting lift that can be meter burned to extend your combo. Canceling back to 1 into Whip Trip is a difficult to block mix-up that can get you big damage, however, it is unsafe. The final variation is the Ronin variation, or as I call it, the lightsaber variation. This variation is the most execution heavy and has the best keep away potential. You lose most of your long to mid-range attacks, and the damage output is pretty weak compared to the other variations. But Takeda's close range mix-ups are much better, and he also has good projectiles now. In other words, you are essentially sacrificing mid-range footsies and high damage for full-screen zoning and better close-range mix-ups. This is definitely the most difficult variation to master. The timing on his moves can be tricky, and extending combos can be very difficult at times. Most of his normals and combo strings are the same inputs as before, but now hit faster and closer. Also, back 1-2 now hits overhead and low on its own, making it a great close-range mix-up. You're going to have to sort of play around with his normal attacks and sort of figure out how they've changed from the other two variations, because the Ronin variation is very different compared to the other two. He gains 4 new special moves. For Blade Drop, down back 1, Takeda throws down his saber, and when the opponent is near it, the move can be performed again, which will hit the opponent and knock them into the air. It can only be converted off of with the meter burn version. To get good at extending combos with this technique, you'll have to get good at canceling into Blade Drop at the end of a combo string, and then immediately performing the same move again, but this time enhancing it in order to get a follow-up combo. This can be challenging at first, but practice it enough and it will soon become second nature. Blade Drop can also be used to limit your opponent's approach options, since they'll be scared to run in when you've put it down. You need to keep in mind though that whenever you put down a Blade Drop, that Takeda will no longer be able to do any of his normals or special attacks that involve using his laser sword. Next, we have Piercing Spark, down 4-3, which is a good projectile that can be meter burned for more damage. He also has Shirai Ryu Reflect, down back 3, which will reflect your opponent's projectiles back at them. The timing for this is very difficult, so make sure you practice it a lot before incorporating it into your game plan. His final special move for this variation is Shirai Ryukin, down forward 1. Now, despite the fact that this special move's title is a complete groaner, it's good to keep in mind that the regular version is a really good combo ender. Also, the meter burn version has armor, making it a good wake-up attack. The meter burn version also covers a little bit more ground, good for getting in on your opponent. Well, that's all for Takeda's moveset and variations. Now it's time to learn some of his bread and butter combos. One thing to keep in mind is that Takeda is a very meter-dependent character. If you want to get decent damage, you're almost always going to have to spend a bar of meter. This means you should not play too recklessly, because you cannot afford to have to constantly spend 2 bars of meter breaking out of combos. Anyways, I hope you enjoy these BnB combos. Most of them are for the Shirai Ryu variation, because that's sort of the most combo-centric one, and also a lot of what you learn in that variation sort of carries over. But I do have combos for the other two. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed these BnB combos. If you have any questions on how to execute them, leave a comment below. Let's get started. That's it for Takeda. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Stick around because my next tutorial is going to be for Sub-Zero. So stay tuned for that. Anyways, you've just watched a classic video. See you next time.